Hi everyone. So welcome to our free Clipart creators class. Um, my name is Michelle, for those of you who don't know, and I hope you don't mind, but I will have to wear glasses tonight because my eyesight is not the best at the moment. But anyway, welcome to our class. Um, I run Shellcraft, and Shellcraft is a teaching service. So I teach mainly cutting machines, all of them, Cricut, Caesar, Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cut, hoping to add Singer very soon. But I also create digital products. So I create a lot of digital clip art, which I then sell. And although it'll never make me millions of dollars, it does generate a nice little bit of pocket money for me that I can spend on things that I want to. I sell mainly on Creative Fabrica. I do sell on Etsy as well, but it's a pretty saturated area on Etsy. So unless you have something like extra special, it's pretty hard to get found there. But Creative Fabrica is great, and there are lots of other places to sell your clip art as well. And you may not want to sell it. Perhaps you want to create clip art to use in your own things. So you can do sublimation or create stickers or make invitations or whatever the case may be. Clip art is just one of those things that it's so very useful for everything. And I remember years and years, and let's add some more years on there because it was a fair while ago. Um, Candy wrappers were all the rage. And I joined a candy wrapper group because I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about design and creating things like this and printing them and everything. I knew nothing. I could barely use Photoshop, and I struggled with things like that. So basically, I joined this candy wrappers group, and all of a sudden, there's all these things that I've never heard of before. And it took me a fair while to sort of grab my way slowly through it. And in the end, I actually had three dedicated clip art stores. They're no longer around today, but I used to buy clip art from other people. So you buy resell clip art and you put it on your store. And look, it did pretty well. And I made candy wrappers and I sold them and all that sort of thing. So it in the digital world, there are no limits. A beginner can really, if you've got the right tools, you can actually produce and sell very easily. And there's no real limits. Whereas with products, you've got so many limits. So you've got how many you can make. Have you taken the right photos of them? Is that person going to pick it up at a market and go, I can make it myself? I mean, there's all these sorts of things that you've got, but with clip art, it's kind of not the same. You'll very rarely get any negative feedback because most people will just sort of use your clip art without, they'll pick out the bits they want in the bundle. So it's quite a little safe area to be in, from my perspective, anyway. Um, so so I started making all sorts of things, clip art and candy wrappers and everything like that. And then I stopped. I went into products and everything like that. But I've sort of found my way back to it. And what I found is, so we now have these AI generators, okay, which are amazing. They're scary, but amazing. So I started using ChatGPT, and I was getting ChatGPT to sort of help me with my prompts, and it was kind of a bit hit and miss. Never knew exactly where it was going. Um, so I bought some prompt books, okay, because there's hundreds of them out there, the AI prompt books for clip art generating. And then I started reading these books, and I'm like, this is too hard. Like you're talking about a 300-page book, that you're not going to print because 300 pages for a start. So you're digitally crawling through it and trying to pick out the bits and pieces that you want. It's too hard. Anyway, so I sat down and I thought about it and I thought, well, I want to make a system that's easier for people to follow. So I created my own books, so my own prompt books, but my prompt books are broken down into themes, if you like. And I have what's called a magic prompt formula. So you put in the certain aspects of the magic prompt formula and it spits you out a prompt for your AI generators. Now, just before we move on and I show you the books and we go and we make some stuff and everything like that, I do use Artistly. When it first started, it was a bit clunky and a bit bizarre. I do have Midjourney as well. Um, but I really like Artistly now. Like it's come a long way. And in fact, I'm using that more than Midjourney. Midjourney tends to give you a more stylistic, I guess, clip art, whereas Artistly gives you what most people determine clip art is, which is, um, a cute kind of thing, although I've made some not cute things. But anyway, so I use Artistly. So I'm going to be using that tonight. It doesn't matter what AI generator you use. Okay, it's whatever you're familiar with. You can use DALL-E, you've got Nano Banana, you've got Kittl, you've got Midjourney, Artistly. Like there's so many of them out there now, and it's whatever is comfortable for you because each of the prompts that I'm going to show you tonight, although I'm using it in Artistly, you use them in a different clip art generator and you're going to get a completely different look. Now, sometimes it is hit and miss. You really do need to look at things, but I'm also going to show you, we're going to go through Canva, and I'm going to show you how you can clean up your clip art and how you can fix certain aspects of it so that it's ready for sale. Okay. Now let's just have a little bit of a talk about what clip art is. Okay. So um generally, okay, and this is just general. Generally, clip art is transparent PNGs. Okay. They are not SVGs, they are not vector files, they are not suitable for cutting machines. They do need to have some work done on them to be able to do the print then cut. Okay. But they are a transparent PNG. Now you can also do just your PNGs, so without the transparency, if you're doing things for sublimation, so if you're doing t-shirt designs or things like that. I tend not to do t-shirt designs. I'm more just sort of the clip art type thing. And I do sell some SVG files as well. So SVG files are suitable for cutting machines. Now, you really need with your clipper a minimum of 300 DPI. Okay. Technically, it should be up closer to sort of 500 DPI, 600 DPI, around about there. But a minimum of 300 DPI is what you need to produce a really good clip art. And I'm going to show you how to do all that in Canva, which I just realized I forgot to open up. So as we're talking, I'm going to go open up Canva because I've got everything else open, but I did forget Canva, so we'll do that. All right, so let me show you these books. Please excuse me. It is the end of the day, and I am starting to get my voice is sort of starting to slip a little bit because I've been talking all day. But anyway, all right. Canva is open. Let me show you my books. So this was the very first one that I did produce. Okay, now these are printed. I print out all my books so that I can go through and edit them and change everything. So they do come in digital format, but really simple to print out because there's only usually about 25 pages. Okay. So 25 pages is doable to print, isn't it? Like you feel that that's more manageable instead of like 300 pages where your printer, you're going to be putting paper in every 5 seconds. So I just print them out and then I've just used the binder. I have been thinking about offering the printed version because I do like I have obviously I have every My friends laugh at me because they're like, oh, you should get this thing. And I go, yeah, I got it. And they're like, oh, of course you do. I have everything. So I do have a binder. So I was thinking about adding it. I'm not sure how everybody feels about it. Like, obviously, it's going to cost more because you've got postage and what you're paying for the book and blah blah blah. But some people might really like that. You might like to have a printed version. I know I'm a very I like to have printed things. Like I can read books on a Kindle, sure, but I actually prefer to have it in my hand. It kind of works for me. But anyway, so this is the very first one I created, the woodland animals. Now, since then, I have gone a little bit nuts, and ooh, I have done a few more, just a few. Um, and so you've got things like, so I did the Valentine's edition, obviously for Valentine's Day that just passed. Everyday Kwai. There's the Christmas, the Halloween, Farm Animals, Ocean Friends. I've got three books in the Easter edition. So the Easter edition actually has three books. Look, one, two, three. That they're all there, I promise. Um, anyway, there's quite a few, and probably a lot more to come because I've still got very many ideas, and this is great for me because I can get all my ideas down. And I use these, okay, because I create clip art. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, need a bit of help. And yeah, I'll go and refer to my own books. Anyway, today as I was thinking of getting ready for this, I'm like, you know what? It'd be really easy. It's so much easier if there was like a system where you could put in all the bits and pieces from the book, which you're going to find out all about in just a minute. And it puts it all together for you, spits out a prompt that you can just copy and paste into your clip art generator. So I went and spoke to ChatGPT. Love ChatGPT. He's my best friend. I call him Pixel. And he said, make a GPT. So I did. But it's not like for sale or anything. It's only going to be available. Actually, it's pretty much going to be available to you guys. It is in the chat section. It should be there. But I will put it up. I'll put a big thing in the during the class, and you'll be able to copy and go to the GPT, which you should be able to use in the free version of ChatGPT. And if you haven't tried ChatGPT yet, please do. It's amazing. All right, so let's go create some clip art, okay? So the way that my books work is we have every book, you have a magic prompt formula. Now, the magic prompt formula will work with all the word banks. See, this is where probably if having a printed version is not the best. And you can see all the word banks in here. Okay. So styles, character modifiers, you've got moods and atmospheres, finishes and textures, and then you've got seasonal enhancers if you want to add some seasonal details to that as well, like winter, summer, autumn, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's go through and I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to take you through first to our, and I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see a blinking thing. Sorry, but yeah. 2020 vision is no longer. I am now reliant on glasses for everything. All right, so here is my GPT, the Clipart Creator Companion Prompt Builder. As you can see, by Shellcraft. Yay! All right, so this is where it's going to start asking you the parts of the magic prompt formula to start building your clipper. Now, like I said, everything is in the Clipart Creators Companions. Doesn't matter which one you pick up. So that was the woodland animal, but if I pick up the farm animal one, you can see it's the same. Every single one. And not only does it have creating general clip art, but you'll also have, so in woodland animals, we have forest animals. So there's a whole section on that. There is baby woodland animals, birds and insects, forest floor and foliage, and trees and backgrounds. So it actually builds the entire clip art creation for you. All right. Are we ready for the magic? Okay, you ready? Let's go. So we're going to say build a clip art prompt using the magic prompt formula. And then our little GPT is going to ask us what theme. Now today we are using woodland animals, and you can see here just some of the clip art creators that we have available. So we're going to go woodland animals. And it's then going to ask what style. So our styles are up here. So you can see we've got watercolor, flat vector, line art, minimalistic, cartoon, comic, kawaii, storybook, and drawn sketch, vintage retro, paper cut collage. So they're the sort of styles. So we are going to put in, let's do vintage. Okay, just for something different, we'll do vintage. Okay, so now it's saying, all right, so add a modifier. So our modifiers for this one, so we've got cute and big-eyed. Well, I can never get this right. Cute, big-eyed, chubby, whimsical, elegant, rustic, realistic, stylized, playful, and dreamy. Let's use dreamy. Okay, and now it's going to ask us, well, we already should have. Okay, didn't like that as a modifier, so we'll go cute. And clearly it didn't like that either. Label. Okay. Please use Dreamy as my character modifier. We'll just force it a little bit. All right, mood finish. So mood and atmosphere, we've got cozy, magical, mystical, bright and cheerful, soft and gentle, dark and moody, pastel and airy, bold and vibrant, rustic and earthy, serene and calming. Let's go rustic and earthy as our mood and finish, please. All right, so now we have a seasonal add-on. So I'm not going to add a seasonal add-on to this one. So I'm going to say no seasonal add-on, please. All right, so here it is. It has spat out a prompt for us. So we do have, so I've told it to give it two. So you got a final prompt and then you got an alternate prompt in case you need it. So let's copy this one, the final prompt, and let's go over into Artistly. So if I click on here, all right, and here is the Artistly dashboard. So I'm going to go in here, create clip art. We're going to paste in what we want. I do have it set to one-on-one. I can change that if I want to, but one-on-one works good. It gives you a sort of a squarish type. Let's go 10 images. Sorry, excuse me. I normally, with my clip art, anywhere, depending on what I'm making, anywhere from 10 to 20 images of what I have in my clip art. And then we just go generate clip art. And now it's processing. And look at these cute little woodland animals we've got. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I really like him. All right, so to download them in Artistly, I just select the ones I want and I download them. Now, because we've already created the prompt, the good thing about specifically Artistly is that if I then click on this little eye, here is the prompt that it used. Now, this is based on the prompt that I gave it, but this is the prompt that it used to create this particular image. Now, if I really like this image and I go, oh, I want a whole clip art pack of these beautiful deer. All I need to do is copy that, okay, and then go back to my clip art generator, paste that in. Now, when it says a graceful deer, like because it's a graceful deer, so it's saying one, I always take that out. Okay. So graceful deer with delicate antlers. So it should create more than one. Otherwise, it'll only create one. And we can generate the clip art for that. So basically from one prompt, you can see you then have from that one prompt that you've got from the book, you now have 10 or up to 10 prompts that you can then work with. You can see how quickly that this can develop into a whole range. Okay, so there's all our deer. So I'm going to download those as well because we'll go over and we'll work with them in just a minute. So you can see that it's very easy to continue to create your clip art just from that one prompt that we put in. And how long did that take us? Just a few seconds. Now, if we wanted to, we could come back and we could change this. And it's really cool. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to create. Um, so I'm going to say, please regenerate the prompts, but use kawaii for style and big-eyed, cute for character modifiers, and bright and cheerful for mood and atmosphere. And let's add in, because it didn't ask us for finishes and textures, did it? So I think I need to look at my GPT and ask why it didn't put that in. Let's go textured watercolor wash. So basically, it's just about getting all these things now. If I wanted to, I could just type these directly into Artistly, and I'll do that in a minute. It doesn't need to have this proper wording or anything. It'll get it. All right, so we're still in woodland animals. Let's go over to Artistly. Let's open up this. We're going to go 10 images again, generate clipper, and we'll see what we come up with. Oh, very cute. Oh, I quite like those. That's very, very cute. Oh, look at him. Yes. So can you see how just changing a few words can give you a completely different look, but sort of in the same theme? Now, that's what the book is all about. Okay. Well, all of the books, actually. The books are about helping you through with just simple wording. They're not about whole prompt things like, yeah, so copying this from here and it's 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 kind of just giving you the basis, if you like. So you've got the basics there, and then you move on from there. But you can see how quickly you can develop ranges of clip art. Well, you've got them halfway done. We're going to do the rest. So just behind the scenes, I'm just going to go in here and open up the attachments. Uh, I'm assuming that everybody knows how to unzip a file. Uh, all right, so just unzip the files so that we can use them. And let's go back to, actually, I'm just going to stop share for a minute and make sure there's nobody else waiting to come in. No, we're good. Okay. Let's go back here. All right, so now let's go over to Canva. Okay, so this is where the real work comes. Whoop, forgot to share. Sorry about that. So share, screen, share, Canva. All right, so here we are in Canva. Now I do have Canva Pro. So Canva Pro is the only one that will allow you to export transparent PNGs and things like that. So I'm afraid it can't be a free version for this, but I can guarantee you that the clip art that I sell does cover the cost for all these little extras. So, and obviously, the more clip art you have, so you just keep. And I'm only very small in the clip art field. Like I think I've got. Let's have a look. So if I go to my store, oh no, not that one. I want to see the actual store. So you can see I've actually earned $227 all up. So I'm not telling porcupines. I want this one though, because it'll tell me how much clip art I've got. So I have 989 clip art in there. Now that is nothing really. Um, I mean, the more you get, the more you earn. And you only have to create it once. So all these, I only have to create them once. They stay up there forever. Um, So yeah, it's kind of it's passive income, it's what it is. Now, will you be able to retire on it? Probably not. I remember when I first started, so you probably think the 227, oh, what's that? But when I first started with Creative Fabrica, um, one of my friends, Estelle, she'd say, well, how much have you made today? And I go, I've made a cent, like 1 cent. And then it got to the fact I'd say I made 10 cents. And it just kept growing from there. So it's just a growth thing. So the more clip art you have, the better it is. Okay, so let's go back to Canva because we need to make I'm so sorry. I haven't coughed all day until I actually get in here. All right, so what I do is I go to the custom size and I want to create a 3000 by 3000 pixel canvas. Okay. So if something is 3000 by 3000 pixels, it's going to be about 300 DPI. Like I said, it should be bigger. Um, like you're looking, 600 is probably better. But the problem is the bigger you make these, the more memory they take up and the harder they are. So 3000 by 3000, I find is the best way to do it. Okay. All right, let's work our magic. So we're going to go to upload files, and I'm going to scooch back through all of this, and we will choose the first one we did. Okay, and I'm going to open them all up. All right, we just wait for them to open. Are you excited yet? All right. So then it just becomes a matter of cleaning up. So I'm going to put in our little hedgehog, and the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that it stretches out to the full size in the canvas. Okay. With it selected, I'm going to very quickly click on background remover, and that is going to remove any backgrounds. Now I can then come in because I don't really like these leaves sort of being in the middle of nowhere, so I'm going to get rid of them. So I come in, I grab my magic eraser, and I simply, when my magic eraser is being, I sometimes find that this magic eraser goes in weird spots. See how it's doing the weird spot? Let's just come out and go back in, see if that fixes it. Not really, but for the purpose of this, I'll make it work and hope that I don't have to do anything. And I kind of don't like, well, I kind of did like that. I'm going to erase those. I am going to fix this in a minute, but I'll use another eraser because this one's going to drive me mad. So I use the pixel eraser. So the magic eraser will erase something without taking out sort of the background, but the pixel eraser will erase everything. So I'm just going to clean that up. I'm not going to remove it, but I just didn't like that bit coming out here. So you can already see that that's looking a little bit different than what we had over here and a little bit cleaner, and that is actually transparent. I know it shows on a white background, but yeah, it is well, we are going to save it as a transparent. There's technically no background there. All right, so let's add a page and let's do that again. So let's bring over the little deer. The first thing we're going to do is make it bigger. Now, these sort of fit for me, so let's just see what the background remover does. Sometimes it removes too much, but I'm quite happy with that. And these kind of fit. The green leaves over here, they kind of didn't fit. Okay, they were kind of just in the middle of nowhere. I didn't like them. But I'm quite liking these. I might take off just a couple, and because we don't want to be playing with the other one, we'll just take off and maybe that little bit down there. And maybe we'll just tidy up that there. So it sort of just becomes a little bit of playing around and just seeing what works for you. All right. So there we go. There's our little deer done. Now you can see it doesn't take a great deal of time. All right. So this is good because I want to show you. So clearly there is something wrong with this because squirrels generally don't come with two tails. Okay. So one of two things is going to happen. If we can't fix it, then we're going to have to delete it. Okay. And this is what it comes down to. In a lot of 10 clip art that you create, you possibly will get maybe one or two that are not usable. And that's okay because how easy was it to generate them? It was pretty easy. It's really not an issue. But let's see if we can fix this. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So the first thing I'm going to do is my background removal, and then I'm going to decide which tail I want to keep. So I'm thinking possibly this one should stay. I think this one kind of looks a bit weird. Now, I can't always do it, but I'm just going to give it a go. So in as part of Pro, I have got something called, see, I'm not going to be able to do it because it's going to, um, we might see if we can use the brush. But the brush is probably going to lose. I'm going to lose too much fur. Yeah, no, I don't like it. All right, so I can't really save him, but I really kind of like him. He's so cute and his face is so cute, but that's okay. We can create more. Okay, we go back and we copy the little eye thing and we can make more. But for now, we'll move on. All right, so we've got our fox. I'll just move my fox straight over into there. And my fox looks pretty good. There are 4 feet. There's no extra feet. There's no extra ears. We've just got one tail. So these are the things you have to keep looking at. And believe me, you'll miss them. I do it all the time. So I go through and I do hundreds of clip art at a time. And then I go to put them in their little display boxes and I go, what? What is that? And I have to go back and fix it. So yeah, it happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. All right, let's go to the pixel eraser and we'll just get rid of these ones because I don't like them. Everything else looks good. I'm happy with that. So that's my little fox done. Okay, and we just continue to go on and do all that. So background remover, bring up your erasers, get rid of anything that kind of isn't fitting in. I'm just going to clean up this down here. Now I can also, if I wanted to, I can get rid of this. I'll show you how to do that. So if I go to back to edit, and you know where we were before with Magic Grab, uh, it should just allow me to grab the elements that I want to keep. Make sure you do actually grab all the bits like that. So part of the flower, go grab, and then when you come back here, you can just come in and delete the background. And then you've got your little, and you just make him bigger again. How's that? Cool? All right. And a little owl. Did I remove all the bits? Yes. I'm not happy with these little bits here, so I'm just going to get rid of those. And if I didn't have glasses, I would not be able to see any of that. So missed two. And this is how you create Clipart. I am so sorry about my voice. So this is one that we'll probably have to do a magic grab on because I don't really want the tree in there. So I'm going to remove the background and then I'm going to go edit, magic grab. I mean, these magic grab things are absolutely fantastic. It just makes life so much easier. They only added them, I think it was mid last year. Um, and it was just so good. So see, I have my little raccoon. All right, and we got the bunny. Now, if you can see anything wrong with these, please tell me. All right, background remover. And then I kind of like the shadow, but I know for clip art, people don't generally like the shadows. So, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of it because it's part of the bunny, so it's going to have to stay. And this little mole, so cute. I'm going to leave the bits for the mole because I think it kind of fits. It's kind of what's supposed to be there. And then the little otter. All right. So now we have 10. Now, like I said, I would normally put 10 to 20, but we'll be here all night if I keep going because that's just me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a name. All right. So I'm going to call them Vintage Woodland Animals. And we know we actually have nine of them. We don't have 10, we have nine. Um, because remember we had to get rid of the squirrel with a double tail and we haven't replaced him yet, but there's nine in this one. Then I'm going to go share, download. Pages 1 to 9 are selected. I'm going to select, so PNG is selected, transparent background, and then download. All right, and we go to the next step. All right, so The next step is we need to create like a little display for them. So you can see here, um, and this is how I display my clip art. So I have like my display board, and then I have samples of how you would use them. And they're all in sort of one section, if that makes sense. It will in a minute. It will in a minute. All right, so I am going to come back here and just delete these little animals because we're going to use the ones that we just adjusted. It does become a lot of uploading and deleting. Let me just go and extract that file and then come back here. Oh, three didn't delete, so we'll just delete those. Upload files, vintage animals. And you'll see here, I actually put, because that's the zip file that I'm going to upload so people can use. Now, I don't always just upload that. I usually have little things that go in there that tell people about the images and blah, blah, blah. Um, but I always put the zip file in the file that I've extracted because otherwise I'll never find it again. If you saw the number of folders that I have on my laptop, I mean, this is my new laptop, so my old laptop still has files on it, still works. It just the memory got too small with all the different softwares because I've got the software for 4 cutting machines on here and everything else as well. The memory I needed something with a bigger memory. Um, but yeah, there's so much, and I have an external hard drive as well, which I am always downloading to because I have so much stuff. This is what happens when you run digitally. Okay, so I've got my animals up. So let's change this to vintage woodland. Oop, woodland, that's right. Animals. And you don't have to set it up. I mean, people do these displays all sorts of different ways. It does not have to look like mine. Okay, there's no rules for it. You can have all sorts of different displays. And if you go onto places like Etsy or Create Fabric, or if you even just Google clip art image displays, and you'll see there's so many different types. But if you are selling on Creative Fabrica, it does need to be like this. It needs to be like a rectangle as opposed to a square. It will not accept the squares and it'll drive you mad. So just have, yeah, you just have to look at the what their minimum requirements are. Etsy is squares, but Creative Fabrica is rectangles. We know we've got 9 transparent PNG in here. Now, technically, I wouldn't usually sell one this small, but this is just to show you what I do. And you can see I have 2. So I have 2 feature ones on the sides and the rest of them are all filled in. We won't need all those. These were so much fun to make. I had a range of paper dolls. So I had ballerinas, princesses, and like blazer girls wearing blazers. I had so much fun making them. It's a lot of work though, but it was so much fun. So I'm just going to get rid of a few of these just so you can see stuff. All right, so then I look over at my clip art and I go, which one really like makes my heart sing? I do love the little skunk, and the little skunk is facing the correct way. So I like them to face in if you sort of get my gist. So the little skunk goes over there and I sort of I want him to be in the picture. It doesn't matter if it sort of goes underneath the wording at all, but I don't want his whole thing to be in there. I just want sort of so it kind of gives like a bit of a um preview. Yeah. Um, all right. So the next one I really like is the little owl. And the little owl's facing the right way. He's a bit small for it though, so maybe we'll change that. Let's see what the deer looks like. No, I'm not happy with the deer either. What about the bunny? No. What about raccoon? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Okay. So you can see you just play with it, okay, until it looks the way you like it. And then you just fill in the rest. Now, all of these, I mean, I do have background remover. No, I don't. Yeah. So sometimes I find that there is one that has it. I don't even know why. But at the moment, no, the background remover is off, which is good. So you just fill in all these little ones and just sort of make it work. I might move him down here and move them over. And I'm going to make the little owl just a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. So there is our display done. And then we're going to come down, and this is what I just do is use them in different aspects. So obviously one like that you would print out now, he needs to just be, let me have, he needs to be like his whole tail and the whole little flower end. So we'll just change that around. So this is for people who would maybe make wall art. Okay, so it's giving them an idea they could print out this little skunk with his flower, and there's their wall art done. And then we have one, so this is for people who would maybe do sublimation. Um, so they can see they can use the images for sublimation. And then this is sort of more your print then cut area. So let's have a little hedgehog on the baby thing because maybe you do print then cut with your printable HTV. And we'll have the little owl on the card. What do you think? Cute? And there we go. So we've just finished that whole clip art page. It's ready to go up. So vintage, oh, vintage woodland animals. And oh, no, I don't need that one on there. It's on the other one. Okay, vintage woodland animals. I go share, download. I know I only need the first 4 pages. Done. It doesn't have to be transparent because this is my display. And that's it. We have just made a clip art pack, and that is how you do it. So you're using, let me just stop share so I can come back and talk to you. So you're using, uh, well, you don't have to use the GPT. You don't have to use the GPT a prompt maker, but I just sort of made it easier for people. You could put all the prompts in and then you didn't have to write them down somewhere and then you can see there you can just copy and paste. But okay, so for the purpose of this, I use the GPT, Chat GPT Magic Prompt Builder. Okay. I used my book. I used Artistly, and then I used Canva. Okay. And now that pack in itself is actually ready to be uploaded. I'm not going to upload it because I do need some more in there. So, but yeah, like I said, for the purpose of tonight, we made a pack. Okay. So you are probably wondering, okay, so cool, you've shown me all this. So, where do I get these books from? I'm going to show you where you get the books from. And oh, look, this is so cute. This is one of my new ones, and I fell in love with it. It's dinosaurs. There's so many more. I've got so many more ideas. But anyway, all right. So if I go share back to here again. All right, so shellcraft.com.au. The Clipart Creator System. It's all there. I need my glasses, sorry. Um, okay, so you can see all the different ones there. And here you go. So basically it's a bundle. Like it's a whole series. Let me go to the shop. Oh, I could have clicked there, but that's what happens when you um ebooks and Clipart Creator Companion series. Okay, so we do have you can buy three for $29, or you can buy them individually. Like I said, these are digital at the moment, but I am considering making them actual books. But I'll have to put them in a well, probably on a different. Oh no, I can probably put them on here, but probably in a different section. Otherwise, people are going to get way too confused. I've tried that before, where people could buy the digital and a printed version, and people got so confused. So they probably have to be in a different. Or I could just add on, I suppose, in the variations, make this a book. Yeah, I could do that. Anyway, that's something I'm thinking about. I haven't decided fully yet. Um, but it's something I'm thinking about. This is where you would go. So you go to shellcraft.com.au, which looks like this on the home. I spent a lot of time the other day and redid the website because I hated it, but yeah. So there you go. There's the front page. Um, so you've got all the workshops there. And then you just want to go to the shop. There is a Clipart Creators thing under the digital resources, but you can just come to the shop and go Clipart Creators Companion Series. Okay. And so each one of those will give you exactly what we looked at before. Let me stop share and come back. Stop share. Thank you. So like the dinosaur edition. So they've all got the same sort of thing. So they've all got the descriptive. I'm not very good at finding the camera with this. The descriptive word banks. See? Um, and they've all got the magic prompt formula, which just helps you build it. And look, you might have an easier way to do that. You might want to do it in Excel or something like this. There's no hard and fast rules. All you do is you follow the magic prompt formula. Let's do a quick one with the dinosaurs just so you can sort of see what we do. And this is really going to confuse the chat GPT thing, huh? But anyway, we'll give it a go. Hey, you ready? Okay, let's go share. And we're running a little bit over time. I apologize for that, but I'm about to finish up, I promise. Okay, so I want to make a new prompt. I had to get out of the habit of saying please. Okay, so choose the theme. So we're going to do dinosaurs. Whoop, dinosaurs. Okay, so first of all, remember styles. I'm going to go watercolor style. I think it's going to be easier if you put in what it is and then maybe it's not going to get so confused. All right. So the modifiers, the shape and design modifiers, we've got rounded edges, soft edges, gentle proportions, friendly features, simplified anatomy, chubby or compact bodies, short limbs, or expressive eyes. You know what? I'm going to mix two of those. Let's go chubby bodies with expressive eyes for our modifier. Okay, so then the mood finished. So mood, we've got playful, friendly, curious, cheerful, gentle, whimsical, child-friendly, or light-hearted. So let's put in light-hearted for our mood finish. So no seasonal add-on. I do need to go back and fix this because it's leaving out finishes and textures, but I'll get it fixed. It's not really a big biggie. No seasonal add-ons. Or do you want a seasonal add-on? Maybe we'll do a seasonal add-on. Um, so in this one, seasonal add-on is actually replaced by dinosaur details. Okay, so sometimes the magic prompt sort of changes slightly, but it's the same sort of thing. So we're going to go, let's go Triceratops as a seasonal add-on. And can we do watercolor paper texture for our finishes and textures? All right, so it's going to then assemble your prompt. We're going to copy that. We're going to go to Artistly, use the clip art, paste it in. Now, see how it says cute Triceratops dinosaur? So we just want to put an S on that, dinosaurs. Otherwise, we can only create one. Generate clip art. But yeah, each book will take you through what you need. They all contain the magic prompt formula. They all contain the different sections, and you'll be able to build your dinosaurs really, really. Oh, sorry. You'll be able to build your clip art. Oh, these are cute. I mean, some are like you can see it's got two that kind of is oh no, it might work. Triceratops three horns. That one's only got one horn, but that's okay. Um, oh, that's cute. It's kind of weird, but it's cute. And then we've got this one here wearing a helmet. That's weird. Um, yeah, so you can see how you can build your clip art really quickly. And it's just by using so you need at least two. Okay, so you need an AI clip art generator, whether it be DALL-E, Nano Banana, Artistly, Midjourney, and there's so many of them out there. I can't even remember all of them. Kittle, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. I really like Kittle. I think Kittle is fantastic, and I really love using it. However, it's so damned expensive, but I really love it. Artistly is a one-time price. So you pay it once, you use it forever. I kind of like that because I tend to use, well, I do a lot of clip art generation. So I do a lot of clip art generation. So yeah, I kind of like that I could just do that. Midjourney, I think costs me about, I think it's about $20 a month. It's not overly expensive. And to be fair, I mean, I've used Nano Banana. It is part of my Google Workspace thing. I can use that. Mm, it was all right, but it wasn't great. DALL-E is pretty good. So yeah, it's a lot out there. You just find the one that works for you, the one that feels more comfortable to you. Um, and I can't advise you on that. You have to find that for yourself. And then you need Canva Pro. Okay, so you need exactly those two things. You don't need the GPT, it's just helpful. Okay, it's not a need. It's just something to make it easier for you. But you can just write things down. You can use Word, you can use Excel, you can use any of those. That's fine. As long as you can copy and paste the prompt, easy. All right. And the other thing you need is you need your Clipart Creators Companions in whatever one you want. And there are many more coming. And one of okay, I have to tell you a story about this. I know, I'm running over time, but you know I talk a lot. It's kind of me. So we went to the markets here, and my daughter got me this sticker. Anyway, I also bought, so she bought me the sticker and I actually bought like a little frame picture because I really like the botanical, the flowers inlay in the animals. I love that. Anyway, I got home and I thought, oh, she said she hand drew everything. I'm just gonna, I don't know, research it. Anyway, so I researched it. I took a photo of my of what I had and I put it in and it said, this isn't hand drawn. This is generated. And it was a little bit disappointing, but maybe she, I mean, I deal with product photos. So I take a photo and then I put it into ChatGPT and say, make this better, and it does, but it's still my photo. So maybe she hand draws the original and she puts it into ChatGPT and says, clean it up. Same diff. Not really a BE, but anyway, so then I thought, well, I can have my own Clipart Creators book on botanical inlay animals. So I did. How to prompt it. So same sort of thing yet again. So you've got your descriptive word bank and you've got your magic prompt formula, which is a little bit different in this one. It's a little bit more intense. So because you're um you're putting something inside the animal. So basically it's saying subject, which so whatever animal. So say you say turtle. And then you've got the silhouette. So the silhouette is the foundation of the entire illustration. Um, and then it's saying the interior botanical fill, what sort of fill you want, whether it be flowers or just foliage or tropical or whatever, density control, how much of those flowers you want, and then the edge discipline. So that's sort of keeping the image neat and tidy. But pretty cool, huh? See, I did a snake. This is my favorite. Look, here. Although I do quite like whoop, the deer. How fun was that? All right, I'm gonna let you go. I know, I went over. I'm sorry. Some people already left because they're like, oh. All right, so that is how you create clip art. Really, really easy. Now, for those of you who want to learn more, like if this was just a little bit too short and a little bit too not, you need a little bit more, for goodness sakes. I have added, so Shellcraft, remember Shellcraft? We were there before looking at the Clip Art Creators Companions. I have added a class on creating clip art. You do get a free copy of whichever book. So I think at the moment up there I've got Woodland Animals at the moment. So if you book that class, which is a Zoom class by the way, so you can be anywhere, you will actually get a digital copy of Woodland Animals included in the class. So it's another thing you can look at. Okay. All right. Letting you go. Promise. All right. So thank you for joining me. I hope to see lots of clip art creation. See you later. Bye.